Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Vibe with Ivy YouTube channel. Today I am out in the farm with another farming vlog. I want to show you how I am irrigating my maize plant. Yeah, it has not been raining for quite some time. Now I have to take that action of doing it myself, since now I cannot bear the loss. Yeah, as you can see, the maize really look beautiful, and now let us irrigate our farm. So I was using this pipe to get the water from the water source, having it in mind. So my pipe is quite long because my water source is a bit far and my farm is also big, or my farm is also large. Therefore, I had to put that in mind when looking for a pipe that I'll use to irrigate this farm. I did not want to use the drip irrigation method, since this is not a permanent irrigation scheme that I'll be doing over and over again. I'll just be doing this once, and that is it as we wait for the rains. Once it rains, I'll not do this again. So I had some people that were helping me do this. I really couldn't do it by myself. Yeah, that is why we said, when you're preparing your budget, if you're a farmer and you're preparing your farming budget, please include miscellaneous. Now I didn't know it will not rain, so these are part of the miscellaneous that I had included in my budget. Now this is where the funds that I had allocated for miscellaneous are going. Yeah, and also you can see, for example, the pipe, I also had not intended to use such a long pipe, so I had to buy another longer pipe. Also, that is part of miscellaneous payment of the laborers, you understand. Yeah, I also had to weigh between this method of watering and other methods of watering. For example, drip irrigation, that would be quite expensive compared to this method. Number two, I looked at things like maybe use of sprinklers. That would also be expensive for me, and also sprinklers will not be effective, since you can see how tall my maize are. Now, for me, this was the best method that I could use to irrigate my farm, and that is what I opted to do. Yeah. Now, as you can see, the water is really under high pressure. This is because I used an electric pump to pump the water from the tank to the farm. That is why the water is really under that high pressure. You can also tell from where the pipe is, I'm watering 2 lines to the left and 2 lines to the right, so that will help me move a little bit faster. Yeah, if you ever decide to become a farmer, please always be prepared. A lot is happening in the farming sector. One is the change in climate. The climate has really changed a lot. Now we used to know this, and these seasons are the rainy seasons. These are the type of crops that I can grow during this rainy season. Okay, when it is a bit arid, I know this is the type of crop that I'll be growing. The climate has really changed a lot. Therefore, if you're venturing or you're deciding to venture into farming, please be prepared. One thing you have to be prepared for is the water backup, or you need to be prepared. If it doesn't rain, which other way will my crops be able to get some water? Also, ensure you have some funds to run your farm. Yeah, please, when you're doing your budget, look at all the possible sources of income, and also look at all the sources, all the possible expenses that you are likely to incur, so that you will be able to know at what price am I expected to sell my produce after I have harvested. Now you see, in such a state, if I did not if I did not do the irrigation scheme, or if it could rain, it means I will sell my produce at a lesser price. But now that I have to irrigate my farm, it means this cost has to be incurred in the expenses. Therefore, the price that I will be selling my produce at will be a little bit higher, so that I can also get the profits after the harvest. Okay, therefore you have to look at all those aspects. Please ensure I always insist, ensure you have a budget. A budget will always help you keep track of your finances. It will help you know, this is the amount that I started with, and these are the expenses that I incurred. Or you look at, now, if these are the expenses that I have incurred, what is the selling price of my produce? For example, I have harvested 100 bags of maize. At what price will I sell them, so that I do not go at a loss, or I do not incur the loss and I incur a profit. Yeah, you know, those profits are the ones that you will use to run your farm. Yeah, you don't have to entirely depend on the loans. The loans are really not, it's not a method I'll advise someone to use to acquire the funds. Only use the loans when you have no otherwise, when there is no otherwise. Because now imagine you took a loan and planted such type of maize, it has now refused to rain, or it's not raining. What will you do? Yeah, it means you incur the loss and you will not have some source of funds where you'll get those finances to repay the loan. Yeah, so be a smart farmer. Ensure you make the right decisions as a farmer. Be wise and know what to do, and which corrective measures to take. Situations are tough, but once you're faced with those situations, at least try to find out a solution instead of complaining or looking at the farm for and just wait for the loss. Yeah, now for me, you can see I'm trying to give the maize a lot of water, because I'll not be watering this farm for the next 2 weeks. Therefore, the water that I've watered is the water that I expect the maize to use to continue the growth process for the next 2 weeks. Hey guys, this is expensive. If you now choose to do it over and over again, it means you're also incurring a lot of expenses. And now you need to know as a farmer how I can save or what I can do. Also, take care of your farm. Be an effective farmer. Do your research before you decide to venture into farming. Farming is profitable, but you also need to be ready for such challenges. You see, this is one type of a challenge that no one will tell you about. But if I harvest this maize and I tell you the amount of money that I got or the profits that I got, you'll also be interested in doing farming without looking at the challenges that I have gone through to get to this point that I'm harvesting, or to get to that point that I'm having that much profits. Yeah, so farming is good and also farming is bad at the same time. It's you to weigh your options and know, will it be beneficial for me or not? Do I take that risk or not? Yeah, you can also see my farm. I've tried, you can see how beautiful my farm is. I've tried to also get rid of the weeds. We always say the weeds are the greatest enemy of a farmer. They will definitely fight for nutrients with your crops. Therefore, ensure your farm is free from weeds. For me, I use chemicals. I told you I do not use the plowing. Yeah, I just use the chemicals. You can see I have some chicken here. I don't know even what they are eating in this farm, but maybe they are eating something. Again, now this is the overview of how the maize look from a distance. You can see that's how beautiful they are. Now imagine, and you can see also the sky has no signs of raining. If I do not irrigate this farm, it means then I'm really going to incur a lot of loss. That is why I opted to just incur that expense, but at least get the income that I expected for me to be able to sell and now get those profits, instead of incurring entirely the loss. And I also, I'm not a prophetess. I don't know when it will rain. Therefore, I had to look for an action before, as we wait for the rains. If it doesn't rain, we continue with the irrigation until until our maize are mature. If it rains, well and good, and we say thank you, because we will have not incurred those expenses. Yeah, look how beautiful that is. That's how tall the maize are. The maize are really productive. They are they look beautiful, guys. They look beautiful. Farming is beautiful if you do it with the intention of doing farming, or if you do it with a lot of love and zeal. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching till the end of my video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, hit that notification bell, so that each and every time I'll be uploading, you will be notified. But for now, all we can say till we meet in the next vlog, bye bye.